Neckband Basics. Today we're going to go over how to sew a neckband to a basic t-shirt. Neckbands aren't as hard as they seem. As long as you go through these steps, it's going to make it so much easier. Also, I'm going to tell you how to calculate your own neckband length. If you need to make any adjustments, or sometimes patterns don't come with the proper length, or your fabric is different than what's recommended, you might need to adjust your neckband. So calculating your own neckband is an important thing to know how to do. Let's go to my cutting table and I will show you how to calculate your own neckband. Okay, so here we have our little bear dress that is in need of a neckband. We've already cut this in a previous video, and we cut it using the measurements on our bear pattern. However, after putting the skirt on, I decided that I wanted to use the same skirt fabric for my neckband. So that's what we're going to do today. So the measurements are on the pattern, and most patterns you find will have the neckband measurements for you. But in order to calculate our own, you're going to have to take a few measurements. First, we're going to measure the opening. So I'm going to go ahead and measure the back, and that is 6 inches. I'm just going to start here with 6 and work my way around. So I have 14 inches total. So we're going to go 14 times 0.85. And I have 11.9 inches. So I'm going to round it to 12 inches. So we want 1/4 inch seam allowance, and we're going to make that 12.5. First of all, we're going to make sure our stretch is going the correct way. So your neckband, you want to stretch long ways. You don't want it to stretch up and down so much as you want it to go long ways. So this goes that way, and I have greater stretch this way. So that's how we're going to lay it out. I'm going to fold it. We want to go 12.5 inches long. Now, the width is going to depend on your preferences. I like my people neckbands to be cut 1 3/4 inches wide. For the bear, I'm going to make it 1.5 inches wide. I'm going to place my ruler 6 1/4, because this is in half, and I'm going to cut it. And I'm going to cut it 1.5 inches wide. I'm going to take it over to my serger and sew these short sides and attach it to the dress. We've already cut it, and we're going to take these short ends and we're going to match them up. And then you're going to sew those short ends together. Now you can do this on your regular machine using those basic sewing techniques that we already talked about in Sewing Basics video. If you have a serger, I would really recommend using a serger. It just makes life so much easier. And if you've never used it before, just don't be afraid. It's just like any other machine. The more you know about it, the less scary it will be. So practice, practice, practice. Okay, so we have our short ends sewn together. I'm going to take my seam and I'm going to fold it. It doesn't matter which direction you fold it, but I'm going to fold it flat and I'm going to make those ends meet. And I'm going to pin this together. And I'm going to work my way around this band, lining up all the raw edges as I go. I'm not stretching the fabric or doing anything to it other than making sure it's nice and even and everything is lined up. Once everything is lined up, you're going to start with the seam and fold it in half and mark the end. Once you have that marked, you're going to bring the pin together with the seam. You're going to match those up, and you're going to mark the other end. Repeat this again. And now you've quartered your neckband. So now your neckband is quartered. We have to quarter our neck opening to make it fit. So we're going to turn this inside out. It's easiest to work on the inside since the neckband is slightly smaller than the opening. This is the front, so I'm going to start in my side seam. I like to match the seams on my neckband with the side seam of the back of my shirt. This is a raglan, so you have 2 shoulder seams. If it was a regular t-shirt, your seam would be in the center. But I'm going to start here, and I'm going to match this up all the way around. I just think it hides that neckband seam a little cleaner. It looks more professional. A lot of people will center it right in the back, and I do not like that. It's easier, but I don't like the look of it in the back. Okay, so I have this marked here. I'm going to match that up with my seam that I started with. And then I'm just going to follow along again, both sides, to quarter my neck opening. Okay, once this is quartered, everything's marked. We're going to open it back up slightly. And I'm going to take my neckband, starting with the seam, lining the seam up with that seam that we started with. I'm going to pin that together. As I go around, I'm going to match each section and pin it together. If you have a larger neckband, you can go even further and do eighths, which then means you will take your quarter marks and divide those in half. So you go in half, you go half of the half, which is a quarter, half of the quarter, which is then an eighth. So you would have 8 sections. This is 4 sections. All right, now it's ready to be sewn on. So I'm going to start again. Here's my seam on my neckband. This is the seam on my shoulder seam. I'm going to start just behind it on the back. I'm going to stretch the neckband just enough so it fits without stretching the shirt. And I'm going to go. I've already taken the free arm off, so I can easily wrap my neck hole all the way around. So you can see it's actually slides in there. And my regular machine has this too. You can take it off of your regular machine and slide it around just the same. Taking out the pins as you go and gently pulling on only the neckband. The neck opening does not get stretched. Do not stretch the neck opening. All of your seams, as you come to them, your seams should be pressed to the back. It's more comfortable for the person wearing it. Taking the pins out as I go. Okay, for sergers, you don't need to do anything special. There you go. I just clipped that off. You don't need to thread it back through there. As you can see, I started here and I finished over here, which means I've sewn over and across about 2 inches. That alone will secure your stitches. You do not need to weave that back through. I have a blog post on why you don't need to do that. And why everybody tells you you do, I do not understand. There are times where you need to secure that a little better. This is not one of those times. So here's our dress with our neckband. How cute is that? Okay, so here is our little bear dress all finished. Cute little neckband. The only thing left for me to do is hem the bottom of this skirt, and I will probably use some sort of rainbow thread for that. I do have a tutorial for rolled hems. You can find that on my YouTube channel. It's called Rolling Along. And I also have a written tutorial on my blog. Thank you for watching Neckband Basics. And I will see you next time on another Ragamuffin Patterns Sewing Basics session.